Because I've
really bad.
Right, okay, we're live now, yeah?
Hello, and welcome to the show.
That always cheers me up.
With us tonight, we have the beautiful and crazy Jemma, and the handsome and sophisticated Christopher.
I'm a bit burnt, a bit suntanned, but yeah.
No. Well, how did you get that sunburn, Chris? Was anything happening at the weekend? Was it?
Yeah, I've got some pictures. I'll show you in a minute. We climbed up. William and I climbed up Ben Cathra.
Yeah. Mariana, you know.
So, welcome Jem to Three Amigos. You're our new amigo. Can you hear? Can you hear us? I don't think she can hear us. We can hear her, but she can't hear. Hang on.
Well, I tell you what. We'll go. Yeah. Can you hear us, Jemma?
We can hear. Speak. How can we do a speak? We can hear her, but she's not saying anything. No, I don't know.
Right. I'll tell you what, while she sorts a problem out, why don't we, can we see a little bit of Jemma's expertise?
Yeah. Let's have a little look at this.
See what Jemma does.
Just a little short clip. Yep, she's on fire. That girl is on fire.
There you go.
So let's have a look at a few pictures of what we did at the weekend then. And Jemma, we can hear you. But you're not speaking. Maybe she. I know. She can't hear us. So she thinks that because she can't hear us. Okay, I want to go to. Let's just bring up some pictures of the weekend. Can I just say this is very, very last minute because this afternoon Graham, our production controller, was going to set up a system OBS, and then just 10 minutes before we started, he said, "Oh, it's not working, Chris. We're going to have to do it next week." So I quickly rushed to work out how to do StreamYard, and I'm just learning as I go. So this will be fun looking back at it. I know. I've got an idea. Why don't we phone Jem on? Why don't we phone her up and speak to her on the phone? I've got a number here. Let's see how this goes.
So have you not got her muted or something, Chris?
No, it doesn't look at it. Not from this side. I mean, I can hear her. She doesn't know to speak. I'll tell her now. Jem, right. Can you hear me now? Right, okay, well, no, it's okay, no problem. By the way, we are live, by the way, and so don't swear, right? Yeah.
Don't fucking swear.
Now can you hear me, yeah? Right, all right then, so don't swear because we are live, right? Okay, and we can hear you. We can hear rustling noises and things like where you are, but you can't hear us, can you?
And we're back to the one Amigo. I'll have to do a little commentary with our technical glitch happening in the background. And if you can see that little picture there, that was Jemma doing her fire dancing. Impressed lots of little girls. I'm sure it's one of their best memories from the early years. But you'll have to be careful because a couple of them were asking about how she did it. And I think the words paraffin and flames came to mind. So any parents of those kids, just keep an eye on them for the next few days, eh? Now, Christopher, where are you? I think what we'll have to do is I'll have to entertain you with this song. Hang on a second. I shall just get my guitar. Oh, that's horrible.
Okay.
You opened up your door. I couldn't believe my love. You in your new blue dress, taking away my breath. The cradle is soft and warm. Couldn't do me no wrong, and you're telling me how to do. To temptation, knowing full well the heart will rebel. To temptation, love is another switch. The last few hours of the morning, conscience is cheap. The price of the watch is baby, as I turn to go. Looked at me for half a second, and you're telling me how to do. Into temptation, knowing full well the heart will rebel. Into temptation, safe in the wide open arms of hell. You can go sailing in, climb down, lose your heart when you let me in. To temptation, back where you belong.
Are you hearing me, Charlie? Are you hearing me, Charlie?
To wide open arms no longer break the spell. Break the spell. Break the spell.
Okay.
Did you like that fade, David?
I did, yeah. Now, can you hear me okay?
Hello, are we back now?
Yeah, we're back now. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed, Charlie, you've got like a track, like one of those old analog kind of reel-to-reel tracks in the background. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I love analog.
Yeah. Well, that one, that's got what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to transfer a lot of stuff that were recorded when I used to be in a band years ago. And there's probably
What
about
was
an hour's worth of stuff on there, like,
what was your band called?
Play School.
Play School. All right, good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
No,
we used to do a lot of covers by Devo. Have you heard of them?
Devo. You mean like
Yeah.
we are Devo?
Are we not, man? We are Devo. Used to do praying hands and all that. Well, me and my brother, what we used to do was Devo were like two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And what they used to do was there was one of the brothers was a guitarist and the other one was a singer. So me and my brother used to do exactly, we watched the videos and we used to do what they did. So
I just remember that I used to watch like Top of the Pops and stuff like that, and then Devo were just kind of like outrageous. They were just like really weird, and I loved that. I loved that, weird and stuff. But were you into stuff like what is it? Kraftwerk.
Oh, Kraftwerk, ja.
Devo.
Model and she's
Way ahead of
the man machine, 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 machine.
There was one. There was, there would be like robots and everything. They were sort of like modern, and they had one track very sad. It was called Pocket Calculator, Pocket Calculator, Pocket. How sad is that?
People don't know what we're talking about, won't they?
Yeah.
Great stuff, though. Memories, many moons ago. That's it. You get like sort of it's all these different memories, and it's like a different era. It's like from now, I can hardly remember a time before like the situation, and it's like everything is like different eras. So you're like getting into different eras altogether. But so, what stuff were you into at that time then?
Well, when I was like 13, 14, because I had an older sister and she had all these like long-haired boyfriends, all kinds of stuff like, that all that rock stuff, all that heavy rock stuff, and then along came punk, and then I was all into that, and that was the hippie stuff, and like it would change from week to week. 1 week I'd be punk, 1 week I'd be like into like I don't know, new romantic. It was just crazy, it was every week there was something. The 70s was so like, and then reggae came along, and then just
well,
so many things.
About reggae, the beat is like sort of it's different to normal music. So you get like sort of normal music is 4/4, and the beats on the first beats, and you get like boom 2 3 4, boom 2 3 4, boom 2 3 4, boom. But reggae is like 1 2 3. And who do we see coming around the corner? It's Jemma.
Jemma.
Hello. Can Jemma hear you?
Hey, we can hear you.
Oh, can you? I can't.
Yeah. Jemma, are you doing your acrobatics again?
We've just been watching your fire dancing, fire breathing.
What about the fire dancing?
Yeah.
We're saying about have to be careful about a lot of little young girls who were asking you about the fire breathing. There she goes.
Right. No, I don't know how to take these back off again. Right. I'll just remove from studio. That's one way to do it.
There you go. So we're just saying, Jem, that you'll have to be careful because there would have been a few young girls there who I think were asking you about how you did your fire act. And I think the words paraffin and matches were mentioned. So there's
I'm
going to
sorry,
have to
guys. I'm
be
really
a
sorry.
few. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
we're
sorry.
usually so professional, aren't we, Chris? You know?
Hang on. What if we all stand on our heads? Oh, stand on
No,
our
it's fine.
heads.
It looks fine, but it looks
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
No.
yeah,
So, how about
yeah.
this? I can't do it.
Uh,
Hey, Gemma, talk about headstanding. What was happening on Saturday night? Gemma, do you remember doing all the headstanding on Saturday night? Bless you.
I saw little clips of you trying to stand on your head.
Gemma? No, she lost it again, yeah. So, yeah.
We'll just talk till she comes in. Yeah, but I mean, like we were at, for anybody who doesn't know, there was, I don't know if it had an official name, but I'll just
Carry on camping.
Carry on camping, that was it. Carry on camping, yeah. At just south of Workington. We had about, how many people do you reckon there was there?
About 1,000, maybe.
Do you reckon? As many as that?
It was a lot. I've got some images I might show you.
Yeah.
If I can,
Yeah,
learning on the hoof. Learning on the hoof. Yeah.
People, yeah.
Right. Can you see my screen here?
Yep.
Right. So some pictures of the. Oh, I haven't got any here.
Careful what you pull up now, Chris. Remember what you were looking at last.
Yeah, that was me and Ben Cathra on the Sunday coming back. But images, where are? Oh, hang on, I got them here. Look, right. There we go. Right.
There you go.
Right. Who's that there? And who's that there? Gemma, you were teaching Gemma to play, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, that's us two playing together. That's right, yeah.
And there's another one.
What were we playing there, Jemma? Can you remember?
I don't think so. I think we've lost her, but I remember you were playing, what was it, Crowded House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
I mean, it kept coming and going, but yeah. I mean, there was lots of people. I thought one of the best things from the weekend as well, it was really good when we had, it was Neville had come up with the idea about everybody getting together at about 6 o'clock or something. And we went down, and at first there was only about, 8 of us or something. And we thought, oh, no one's going to bother. But then as soon as we started making the circle, there were people just flooded out, and at the finish we had hundreds. And I would love to get the footage of that, the drone footage. Can you remember there was the drone flying around, and it got like all that close footage?
I saw it somewhere. Someone posted it on Facebook today.
Oh, right.
I missed it. I wasn't there. But I spotted my tent was there, so I must have been doing the bushcraft stuff or something like that, or or doing the meditation, or I might have been at the common law talk. It was just like a full day of classes and. Gemma calling me. Gemma. Hi, Gemma. How are you?
Chris. I'm okay. I just wanted to talk to you.
Hey, I can hear you now. You're back.
Love you.
Oh, Jemma.
Yeah. Just talk. Can you hear us, though? Oh, well, hang on. I'll just hide my phone somewhere. Wait. Now, can you hear me now?
Do you see what I mean, Jemma? Really slick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now,
We're going to have to do this again tonight.
I'll tell you what, right. Okay, actually, I can hear you better. Actually, if I put you here, right, you can speak straight to the mic. So,
right. Tell us about the weekend then, Jemma.
Tell us about the weekend, Jem. Yeah.
It was that weekend. I'm very impressed by your handstand.
By your handstands.
Oh, handstands, headstands.
My head, I didn't succeed. I was trying to. So it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think all the freedom fighters were all like had a bit too much to drink, and they were doing all acrobatics and stuff, and handstands. Do you remember that, Jem?
Yes, I did want to saw the video, but I liked your handstand.
Okay. Are you hearing us, Charlie?
A little bit, yes. I can hear
Right.
the background. I hear the odd
Yeah. I don't actually know where the sound comes out on this thing. I think it's there somewhere, right? But Jem, do you remember me trying to teach you Aikido?
Yeah, briefly, yes, I think so.
Right. Okay. Well, then,
Briefly, yeah.
right. I know we were all had a lot to drink, and there was very high spirits and everything. But I was trying to teach you that. Right.
I don't know.
I was trying to teach Jemma the art of Aikido, and Aikido is a very passive. It's a self-defense kind of martial art, and it's where you. It's only self-defense. What you do is there's an attacker and someone defends, and then you change over. Someone, the other one attacks, the other one defends, and it's like defensive movements that you do, and you do them sort of gracefully, and you feel the energy, and you turn them on. Obviously, you remember now, yeah?
It's all flooding back, I can tell.
Well, no problem. So it's my fault. I should have been explained a bit better, really. But I was trying to show you, Gemma, how to do how to feel the energy, and then how to transfer the energy back onto the aggressor, and you just went straight into full mixed martial arts mode. Yeah, all over the place, and I'm trying to say, stop, like, tap 3 times and you stop. Yeah.
Beat you up, Chris, did you?
Now do you remember?
Oh my God, yes, I remember, Chris. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I can handle it. But it was just funny.
He came on here, Jem. He was saying he was in agony. He says, "Don't let us near that crazy woman again." The care of his life of you, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trembling.
It was one hell of a weekend. I'm just feeling the whole thing. I mean, we need more of that, more freedom festivals.
Yeah.
More Maskless festivals. I mean, the kind of people that show up are just amazing. I mean, me and Charlie in the van, we just had a great time on the guitar, didn't we, Charlie?
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? More the merrier. We might even have a gig at the Stand in the Park, were you saying? Yeah, so we'll get, you were saying about Stand in the Park. So we might get do a gig there sometime at some place in town.
Yeah. Stand in the park. So,
oh, yeah, Stand in the Park. We get some practice in, Charlie.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll get some. We'll think of something.
So there's so many interesting people I met at the Stacey, right? She was just on fire.
She is on fire. She's been a girl on fire since it began. She's been helping the Common Descent tour, doing all of her own stuff for Fantasy Care. I've had her at my house a few times. She's going to come up and see us up north. She's got a lot to say, and she's not afraid to say it.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few people I was really impressed with, but the thing about Stacey was not so much that she knew the law and she knew how to apply the law, but she just totally, she'd worked in civil service for many years, and she'd worked with politicians and people at the very highest level, and then it just occurred to her, this is absolute a load of, she could just see through all the bullshit. And she could see that they didn't really know what they were doing. They were just like politicians being given like a role to play. And she sees how this whole thing of it's like a magic trick that they're engaging us in a belief. If you believe that you have to pay these council tax and you have to pay these nonsense taxes and things, it's only through because we've agreed to a contractual thing. And she's saying how this the natural law, the people's law, the law of the people, stands higher than the law of government. We actually have more authority than government. It's only through trickery that they make us believe otherwise. And she understands it, and she gets it really like 100%. And we might know this sort of like on paper, but she really understands it deeply, and she was very inspiring.
I actually met her last year. When I went
I
to
met her last year. I
went
went
up
out
to
with
this ground and saw my
to-
friend Chico on the stand. I've met him on the holiday circuit for when I used to do
I met her on the holiday circuit for what I used to do.
and lo and behold, in rock, and
Larger than life.
I lost you there. Lost you, Jem.
I think she's back on audio on here, Chris. I don't think you need the phone.
No, I think I'll turn this off because. Okay, I'm going to switch this off. Right, we can hear you now, yeah? Speak loudly, Jem. No, this is. She's frozen. No. Okay, well, just put her aside, right? Sorry, Jem, we can't hear you. But okay, another person I met, Ben Holloway. He was the bushcraft expert, and he was teaching me how to make fire, how to find shelter, how to make good shelters, and all. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff I knew already because I used to do it in survival training when I was in the parachute regiment. We had to survive behind enemy lines, and we used to do a lot of that. But there's always little things here and there, little tips here and there that you never know might be useful, like keeping some matches.
Yeah, but Gemma's into like a bushcraft and things and survival.
I can imagine she is. Yeah, she's pretty much into. Jemma, you do any bushcraft?
I had a long crash course last summer and last winter into making wild camping, basically, bushcraft, sleeping rough, learning to make lean-tos. I was convinced I was going to live off grid, so I was learning how to make bread from pine bark and stuff like that, and started looking into what
Bread
was
from
edible on
tree
the land,
bark.
what wasn't, drinking straws, and I had so much advice from so many people, and I tried to put as much into practice as possible. Twigs coming out my ears and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe get used to
there's
that.
still a lot to learn. It's not something you can just learn about.
Yeah.
Survival.
And is there anything you can tell about what you've been doing today, Gemma, or is that
very hard?
I don't know whether Gemma can hear me. She may just be able to hear you, Chris.
No, we're not hearing you, Jem. Why don't you just sort of stay there and just look pretty, right? Because it's just interrupting. We really can't hear what you're saying, Jem. We'll have to practice and get this right for next week. But I tell you who else I met was interesting. This guy. He was called. I think I put his name down. Luke. This guy called Luke Scott. Right. He was teaching them meditation. Oh, right. Hi, Jem. Right. Okay. Hang on. I'll tell you what. If you're going to be doing this right here, right, I'm going to have to mute you on the screen, right? So.
Would you like to do this? Would you like to catch up with me another day when it's easier or not?
No, next week we're going to get Graham to do this next week we're going to do it on Tuesday, right? But we're not going to do it live. We don't want this happening again, do we? And
It's a good laugh, man. It's a good laugh.
we're going to do it. So we're going to record it live, and then we're going to broadcast it on the Wednesday, and with all the bells and whistles and intros and graphics and references and just.
Careful what you promise, Chris. Careful what you promise. It's like watching someone on a highway and they're all sitting waiting for you to fall. That's what it is like, like sort of scanning with the picture, like scanning down to the ground and back up just to get that.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. I was just saying, is there anything Jemma can tell about what she's been doing today, or is that very hush hush? Can't you hear her? Can you ask Jemma?
Oh, Jemma, can you tell us what you've been doing today?
Can't you tell her?
Today, I'm up in Dundee. I'm doing training in Common Law Court with John Smith.
Common Law Court with John Smith. Yes. Yeah.
Also, Dave, working with Nick Stott, who's training up the team, as well as Dolores Castle and many other folk. So we are training to train the Guardians.
Were they all there today? Were they?
Oh, we're here all week. So, I mean, we were training and being educated for 9 hours. And tomorrow will be the same. So will the day after and the day after that. But my God, have I learned a lot.
So when you said Dave, do you mean David Edelman?
We're here all week.
Yeah, okay.
It's been intensive courses, probably like 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
We're in there for.
Right. Okay then.
And wow, I mean, Nick Stott really knows his stuff. He really does. And it's only going to get a lot more intense. And it's one heck of a steep learning curve. But what has this year been? But one heck of a steep learning curve for all of us. What were we saying, Charlie? We're all proficient in medicine. We're all, what else? The Lord will have to make us famous, and everybody's been learning all year all these amazing things. So it's nice to meet the people behind the movement.
Yeah, I've only briefly met Mick Stott on the march, just saying hi, hello, and everything. That was the same time you brought your little pet magpie down. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. How's he doing, by the way?
Well, he's not a pet, is he? He's like a.
I normally hand rear birds dropped off at me, and I hand rear them until they are able to be rehabilitated and flying. And if I'm lucky, they come back and visit me every now and then.
Wow.
I have to be sensible with little Maggie now.
Yeah.
COVID, not people keeping COVID. COVID, like my fighting crows are my favorite bird.
Yeah.
And he was very young, and I didn't want him to have any break in his development. He's a very intelligent bird, and they need the right care when they're younger. So I gave him to a fellow rehabber that specializes in COVID, as I was away so much, particularly this week. And it would not be fair on the birdie for me to put him up. He should be learning to bird.
Yeah, just in case people don't know, you run a like a bird care, not an animal rescue kind of.
I lived and worked on an exotic animal sanctuary for 4 years of my life while I was married. And I've rescued and rehabilitated birds since a very young age. I do it entirely voluntarily. I just can't say no. And I really enjoy the
animals. How Scrappy?
Scrappy is awesome. He was absolutely shattered after the weekend.
For people who don't know, Scrappy is your little terrier dog.
No,
Yeah. Yorkie, yeah.
Yeah, he's my shadow. He's my best friend.
Okay, he's been looked after this week then. Okay, right. So, okay. So, anything else we want to say about the weekend? You know, I missed that. You had a big sort of like group huddle, and I missed that. I must have been on the course or anything, but it just looked like it was a very. I mean, can you imagine hundreds of people? They're all like huddling together, and there's just so much love and such a high vibration, and just sending it out to the world and everyone. It's this is what we want to feed everyone to sort of pick up on.
We need more of them. I mean, like we have, like there's Glastonbury, obviously, here that normally comes every year, but it needs to be something like a micro.
Hang on. Yeah, hang on. Sorry, Jem, just one moment. Charlie's saying something. Charlie,
I think Jemma mustn't be able to hear me. I think.
Yeah, she can't. I just realised she can't hear you, and you can't hear her, and I have to relate.
I can hear in the distance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hear me at all.
Sorry. say that again, Jemma.
We went for a hug and I thought it was just going to be a lovely hug and everybody just like passionately shouting freedom at the sky and the energy, and I just looked around and this little girl ran up to me and hugged me and my skin just drooped and I burst into tears, but they're like tears of happiness, like relief, like this is humanity. This is how we're going to be. And yeah, it was happy tears and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I was looking forward to the next one. Yeah, there's a rumor that there may be a farm in the northeast that we may be able to use, but that's all I'm going to say on that for the time being. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes, will do. Yeah. For anybody who's just joining us now, Jem is in Australia at this present time. Jem, can't you turn your laptop or whatever it is upside down?
And it's the right way up to me, Chris. It's the right way up.
Hooray! Yeah, that's it. Did you not know?
Upside down. Now she's upside down to me.
It just occurred to me that you can't see yourself, can you, Jem?
Me? I'm not very well now. I keep going black.
Right.
Well, what we should say actually is that Jen is.
You've been upside down for the last half an hour.
Not from me, not from this end, Jasmine.
Didn't you know that?
Your end, Chris. Just from your end. No, I should just say that Jemma, she's actually in Dundee in a hotel, and she's been using a.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on, Jem. Hang on, Jem. Charlie's trying to say something. Charlie, start again.
Right. I don't. Have you got Jem on speakerphone? Do you want to put her on speakerphone? That might help.
Speakerphone doesn't work.
Your phone doesn't have speakerphone.
It doesn't work. Do you remember, London? All that problems we had with Graham and.
It's just like Saturday Night Live, isn't it? You know, just slick everything. Runs like clockwork, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. So yeah, I can hear you. And Charlie thought, we must have thought you were just doing acrobatics or something like that. But yeah, it's all normal now.
Can I just say she's been the right way up from me all the way through. It's only
Hang on.
you
All
who
right.
just
Okay.
see her upside down.
Sorry. Let Charlie start again. I can't hear you very well.
I'm saying that the Gemma's been the right way up all the way through. It must just be for you she's been upside down.
Yeah.
She is
Right.
the right way up. She is the right way. Can you
Jen,
hear me?
did you learn anything on the guitar at the weekend, then?
Did I
Yeah.
not?
Well, yeah. Did you? I remember Charlie was teaching you some music. Crowded House.
Yeah, it was Witches.
Yeah. Well, Charlie's going to play it for us now, aren't you, Charlie?
Right. Which one am I going to play?
Crowded House.
Crowded House. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. Okay then, and we're going to sing along as well. And because, hang on, wait a minute. I can show you the words. Can you read? Can you see the screen? Yeah.
Walking round the room singing stormy weather at 57 on Veteran Street.
Can you see it, Jim?
Well, it's the same room, but everything's different. You can fight the sleep, but not the dream. Things ain't cooking in my kitchen. Strange affliction washed over me. Julie Caesar and the Roman Empire couldn't conquer the blue sky.
Can you see it, Ken? Oh, you can. I forget you can't. Yeah.
Well, there's a small boat made of china. It's going nowhere on a mantelpiece. Well, do I lie like a lounging lizard? Or do I scream like a bird released? Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, always take the weather with you. And there you go.
This is really strange. This reminds me of when you've got like someone who can see but can speak, and someone who can hear but can't see, and it's strange. This
It sounds like one of those philosophical little narratives, doesn't it? You know, when
well,
one
yeah,
can see, but only one can hear, and one can speak. It's like, well, Chris, you'll have to go like that. I'll go like that, and Jen will go like that.
yeah. Three monkeys. Three. Yeah.
But it's hear no good, speak no good, see no good. You know.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we had a great weekend, didn't we? But what about what's happening in current affairs at the moment? What do we know of the G7 event? Jem, have you been following the G7?
I've been doing the best I can with the technology I currently have.
Okay.
Stuff dark.
Okay, well, let me just tell you what's been happening. So they did the G7 have all convened in Cornwall, and they had this bizarre kind of like a satanic ritual, supposedly by the protesters. You know, you've got these like angels of death, all dressed in red and white face. And,
Protesters who were not protesters. They were not protesters.
yeah, do you know anything about them?
Not those particularly, not without looking at properly. I have to consult one of my friends who would know a lot more about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the use of the colours, it's what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Dark.
Okay, I'm just going to bring up some images on the screen I've got of that.
While you're finding them, Chris, have you got Jem on mute? I've noticed she was on mute. Have you got her on mute? Can you unmute her?
Okay. Right.
If they were protesters, they would not got near Boris Johnson's father.
Well, yeah. Hang on. I'll take her off mute then. Yeah. Take it off mute. Unmute.
Right.
No, I don't.
So unmute her. Right, yeah. Now let's see. No, she should be able to speak now.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Right. You were saying about Boris Johnson's father there.
Sorry. Yeah. Right. I'm just laughing at the craziness of the situation. Right. I'm back on my screen. Right. So I have to minimize everything. Right.
Chris, you never did get that job as design production for BBC, did you? Don't know how the interview went. You know?
That's why I've always been self-employed, Charlie. Right? No one's ever employed me. I've never stuck a job in my whole life. I've never stuck a job more than 1 year, apart from when I was in the TA. Right? Are you looking at seeing these images? Right? All this, right? What's all this? Do you notice the blue background? There's a lot to do with they're all at sea, right? And yeah, the G7.
And they were very specifically in front of the G7 poster. You know, they were allowed to parade, you know, like as if they were officially part of the presentation. You know, it wasn't as if it was something off in the distance. It was actually part of their production.
Yeah, yep. And Jenny Roberts did a really excellent story on this. If you follow her, she did a post yesterday, and I recommend anyone to look at that. Jemma is she's kind of psychic, and she can just see and predict all kinds of bizarre things.
Well, Jenny's one of Gemma's best mates, so she'll know a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. Say again, Jenny. No, I don't know. How do I get out this StreamYard? Right. We're back there again. Can you hear me, Charlie?
I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Germany calling. Very slick, professional. That's what we're
Right. Germany calling. Well, okay. So this whole G7 thing, right? Then you've got that witch, right? Not the. I mean, you get white witches and you get the other type of witches, and the other type of witch is has formed a union with the Prime Minister of Great Britain, and she's the one pulling the strings. And she's married to this like buffoon, right, who is simply just doing what he's told to do, having a great time, just bumbling here, bumbling there, and it's clear for all of us to see that
most of us, well, some of us to see.
well, that there's some kind of satanic forces or some kind of alien other forces that are controlling our entire government, and they're kind of controlling the whole of the population.
Dates without faith. You just watch out for the 20.
Say again, Jen?
You were very quiet.
Hang on. Right.
Sorry, you went very quiet.
Years ago, you should be asking the depth about this search. Look going back into the ritualistic side, whereas I work on
about this search. Let's go back into the ritualistic side, whereas I
don't really speak to it outside of my life.
I don't really speak to it.
It was all very ritualistic. You've got to look at the colours that they're harnessing. You've got to look at the dates they are using. These are magical dates. These are sacred dates. Now everyone thinks it's Satanistic dates, but not. They've been absolutely hijacked by religion, by so many things. That's you watch from us all the other week. It is a sacred date, and what we need to be doing is raising the vibration any way you can on the 21st, which is Monday. They will be doing everything they can to bring the vibration down. It's been like
it's things like the big circle.
Everything we have to get more and more apparent as you saw messages.
Yeah, we hear that, Jem. Yeah, it's we're coming up to the 21st midsummer, and like the sun is going to be the highest in the sky, and yeah. One moment. What were you saying, Charlie?
I don't know. It was such a long time ago. I've forgotten now. What we should do on the 21st is have like the circle thing, like meet together and everybody like join hands in a big circle somewhere.
Well, 21st. That's Monday.
Yeah. So we should get, like nominate somewhere where we can go and just, like sort of preferably like a city centre or something like that, and everybody just join hands and like even maybe concentric circles, but I don't know whether that's that has any kind of satanic or Masonic significance. I'm saying concentric circles, that might mean something that I'm not aware of.
Well, Jen, right? Yeah, can you only hear me through the phone? Right. Right, okay then.
I can hear you a bit, Charlie.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Our head of production here is just having a few little gremlins.
Testing.
Yeah, we can hear that. Yeah. Anyway, this is getting so tedious. I just I think we're going to have to wind things up a bit here. But it's been fun catching up with you.
So that's perfect.
Even if it was upside down most of the conversation.
Yeah. No. Listen, anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, Jem, it's been great having you with us. Nice to see you again. It was nice to catch up. I'd be glad to have you as the third amigo. What do you say, Charlie?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dos, tres amigos.
We'll talk. This is win. Did I win?
I like that, Charlie. She said. Sorry, will you be the third Amigo? I said, well, you sort the technology out and we'll talk.
Yeah, Gemma, don't sign anything. Don't sign anything. It's me. You got something in writing. I will fix all these problems. Oh yeah.
Look, there's no contract or anything. It's completely voluntary. You know that, don't you?
No, get at the sign. Get at the sign.
Oh no. I'll just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
We're all free spirits, even if the technology's pretty bad. Right.
Yes,
Okay. I think that'll do then. Okay. Anything important we need to update? Oh, we've got a vaccine bus coming to Stockton tomorrow. A vaccine bus coming into Stockton. I'll be down there putting stickers on it and asking them questions and stuff. I think Thursday we're meeting at the secret place, which only we know about.
The Thursday Club.
The Thursday Club. Hang on, she's saying something.
Just a little heads up with that.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah.
Will you be back by then, Gemma?
I'm still going to be training.
Oh, you're still going to be in Dundee.
Oh,
Okay, no problem. No problem.
But it'll be good to see you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's good. You check out.
Okay.
Hmm?
Charlie.
Are you missing any clothes?
Charlie, are you missing any clothes?
Depends what have you got of mine. You're not talking about those black boxes.
Because she's got a pair of your white ones in her bag.
I've got some random.
What have you
items and I
found?
didn't
Come on,
pack
admit it. What have you found?
Charlie would just kind of go there. We couldn't be bothered with like clothes everywhere, and then we sat in the guitar and wandering around the camp. And I didn't know who packed my bag.
Okay. No. Okay. Well, don't worry. You'll be reunited with whatever was missing. I'm sure.
If you come across me, me diamond tiara, I'll have that back.
Okay. Okay.
You have your knuckle dust and your flick knife as well.
What's he saying?
Yeah. Okay. It's been great, Jem, but it's been painful at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I'll put you out of your misery.
Okay. Bye.
I'll speak to you later.
Great. She's gone. Charlie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Thank God for that. She's gone.
As I say, it doesn't help because I mean she was in a hotel in Dundee, and I think she had to use someone's iPhone just to to try and get through because she just had a burner phone. So we didn't do bad. I mean, when we edit that out, we'll get about 5 minutes out of the other. Absolutely spot on,
Yeah, I know. Okay, Joy, a lot of people have got. It's very difficult. I mean, you gave us some news today. It must be very difficult for you, and a lot of people when they're hearing that their families, their loved ones, their children, everything are getting vaxxed. It's and I think is this something you want to share at all?
It was I'd kind of suspected it for a while. I mean, I've been trying to talk. I mean, my son is awake, but my daughter, unfortunately, I think the family she's in with are very much asleep, and she's very much not controlled by them, but influenced by them, if you understand what I mean. And she had been kind of suggesting that she was thinking about it, but it was my son who I saw yesterday who gave us the news, and I just thought I'm just hoping it's a placebo.
Yeah, it's very very difficult for us to understand, but I saw this happen with my brother some 25 years ago. He had the PCR test, and he was diagnosed HIV positive, and that was a death sentence. And it was in his mind that really killed him, and because and that made him then take the drugs, which really killed him. It was psychological and drug wise. So it's a slippery slope that I think people are falling down, and it could affect any of us. But then they've been doing this for decades and decades now. Nearly everyone has chronic illnesses because they're all on these drugs. And I consider myself fortunate that like 8 years ago, I just, something came to me. It was in 2012, a bit of a magic year, and I just said to myself, right, I'm never taking drugs again. I'm never taking any medications again. And my eczema cleared, and it's so many people they've got. It's going to be difficult, but they've all got their own path to follow, haven't they? And all we can do is like be there for them, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was like Dav was saying, your body is a self-healing system. We don't need interventions from these, pharmaceuticals, these synthetic, like sort of inserts into our body. I'm not saying, I mean, there's times, obviously the example I use is if you've got an aching tooth, a tooth to be taken out or something, that's a different matter. But, this idea of being vaccinated is just, like I am an anti-vaxxer, I'll tell you now, I'm an anti-vaxxer.
Well, I am. I mean, a lot of people I spoke to at the weekend are like pro-vaxxers, but they're anti this. But we're all together on the same page when it comes to this mRNA vaccine. Well, it's not a vaccine, is it? It's I had a really good day climbing Ben Cathro with Will. And I had a really good chat with him. So I spent something like 4 hours talking to him, catching my breath and talking to him. And we got back down. We had a cup of tea. Yeah. We came back down. We had a meal in the cafe, and he was explaining it. He's got really good detail. What I found really impressive was that you've got this. All these really top scientists that people know, like was it Mike Eden and I forget the other ones here. They're all kind of like opposing each other, and they know it's wrong. They're all agreeing it's wrong, but the good thing about Will is, even though less than a year ago he was still part of that establishment, he's come out and he totally understands that germ theory is absolute nonsense. Everything about it is nonsense. The test is nonsense. The idea that something is isolated is nonsense. Everything is just completely fabricated. And he totally understands that, and he's done that within a year. From being a full-time NHS microbiologist. So any one of us at any time can wake up and have an awakening. It's like it's not like hard work trying to study something. The only way people are going to get this is when they get to such a dogmatic low point, and they just have a realization, like an awakening, and it just all clicks. And I think that's what happened with Will, and that's what could happen with a lot of people.
I think we need a similar kind of cathartic experience amongst education. That's a real worry. There was a little flutter around on one of our groups this morning where they're talking about they have the kids and they're showing them like news round, BBC. I didn't realize it was still going, like sort of children's news, BBC news round, telling them that the vaccine is 100% safe. You know what I mean? This is what they're indoctrinating the kids with. And I think that, for anyone out there listening, you're never going to teach one of these. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be very undiplomatic now. These thick-headed teachers, these stupid, thick-headed teachers who think that they know what the hell's going on, who are right at the forefront, who are right at the sharp end of propaganda, of brainwashing our children. And they haven't got the sense to realize that they're being used as a tool in genocide. And I think at the end of the day, you're never going to convince these people, because the same reason, the same thing that got them to where they are, this stubborn, dogged, learned, like sort of input of information that they just regurgitate all the time, is the same attitude that's making them just obey these instructions that they're being told what to do. And I think you can't persuade them. We're going to have to put it to them. We're going to have to put them on notice that they are going to be held responsible for their actions. Anything that happens as a consequence of this, they cannot shirk their actions. They can't just say, "Oh, well, I thought it was all right." They're going to have to do some research. It's a big responsibility. Big responsibility.
Ignorance doesn't hold any weight. They are responsible. And I've sent notice of liability to my local 2 schools here, and there is a notice of liability on the saveusnow.org.uk that anyone can download. They can and they can name it to the local head teachers and get it sent to your local head teacher, because there will be like a retribution of some kind. I mean, I'm hoping that people are talking about Nuremberg too, but I'm hoping it's more like a what you call it, like they did in South Africa. What was that called? A truth commission kind of thing, like truth and forgiveness. It's
just after apartheid, you mean?
Yeah, it's people just got to be made to realize, and then when they realize what they've done, they'll suffer enough. It's not for us to be doing retribution and stuff, but I imagine there will be, because I remember speaking to when I was in my 20s. I met this guy who was about 30 years older than me on an evening class, French class, I think it was, and he was brought up in Jersey as a child, and he said he remembers seeing with his own eyes that after the Second World War, the collaborators, who were like the council, the teachers, and that, they were publicly executed. And this is in Britain, and this is like just 70 years ago. So these are the kind of things that we may have to.
It's amazing, isn't it, that I often say that this is the first war in history where the main aim has been not to declare it. And it's like we're at war, but there's only a small percentage of what actually realize that we're at war. And there was an interesting little article as well. I think I'd seen it before, but again, somebody put it round on one of our groups about a girl who'd made a little video in about 2009, which was basically outlining exactly what they were doing. Like exactly what the plan was for doing this year, and it was the usual rhetoric, like we won't let them know, we'll do it in pieces, we'll poison them, we'll introduce this, and we'll fool them, and we'll attack them on so many fronts covertly, and it's all coming out, and like sort of this is all, so it's nothing that's just happened out of the blue. This has been planned for years, and it just makes you wonder if it's worth trying to wake people up anymore. Have we gotten to like that point where they're really just going to have to wake themselves up? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do is just to sow seeds. We can't come in here. We just sow a seed here, sow a seed there, and you never know. It might contribute to something.
Definitely.
Right. Okay, Charlie. I think we've done well. I think we've done well.
And it was so slick as well, wasn't it?
Kim will be watching this and laughing.
They'll never notice.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Keep talking.
I know. Okay, it was a learning experience, if nothing else, and it was a good laugh as well for us. If no one else, it was a good laugh. Yeah, and so I'll see you Thursday at you know where. Yeah.
Okey-doke. I shall
Okay.
see you there.
Okay, checking
Au
out.
revoir.
Okay, good night, Jerry. Good night, yeah.
Good
Okay.
night.
Thanks, good night.
Bye.